come with me to build the up house and give you guys a little life update. Okay, so like I said, we are building the up house, and this is a set that I've wanted for so long. It is one of my favorites. I love the movie. It's so sweet. It's so cute. But we're gonna build it today. So this is the booklet. It's that thick. Yeah. I don't know. Am I gonna be in way over my head? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Okay. So let me do this little disclaimer, I guess, before we get started. My life in the last couple weeks, and you guys obviously have no idea because you just saw a video last week, but I have not filmed since early January. I think the last video is jury duty or jury service or whatever I titled it. That was shot in early January. It is end of January right now. Yeah, life got hectic, life got crazy. Right after jury duty, the next week I started school. I meant to film like a New Year's resolution or like a back to school stuff, but I just forgot. I got super busy. So here we go. We're gonna kind of combine all of those things into this video, and we're gonna build some Legos. Now I'm not gonna be as good, or like the videos aren't gonna be as aesthetically pleasing as that Serena girl. Love her videos, so much fun to watch, and I also wish I had that much Lego money. I don't. I bought this one because I had a gift card. That is the only reason why I bought it. Alright. I pre-dumped out all the bags and they're like separated. I don't normally do that, but I did this time because there's a lot of colors. So that's why. And I also already assembled all the people. So here's little Russell. Here's Doug. And here's Mr. Fredrickson. They're so cute. Oh, I also... Yeah, never mind. I don't know what I was about to say. But I think it's so funny that he has like little short legs. Oh, he just fell off. But like, little cuties. Anyways, I'll put them right there so that you can still see them. And you can see Mr. Fredrickson as well. Yellow. We only like Doug. Okay, so the first step in the book was to build this little backpack for Russell. And watch this. I did this just a second ago. I just popped his hair off. Wait, he has two sides to his head. He's got this side and then that side. That's so funny. I didn't know that. I like his smiling face better. Okay. Look how big this backpack is on him. What the heck? It literally like almost touches the ground. And then, oh, backwards hat. Oh, it's not gonna work. Go on. Cute. Watch this. His backpack is too heavy for him. YOLO. Okay. Now we're gonna start building the house. Let's see, take one of these. Oh gosh, of course the book's covering up what I just organized. Okay, so I said this was gonna be a talking video, but I may edit out all the quiet parts because I don't know what to say right now. But yeah, I went back to school and I kind of honestly like low-key blacked out like the last couple weeks. I think we're on week 3. Yeah, I think. Couldn't tell you. Last couple weeks have really just been a blur. And I have been so swamped with like trying to get everything ready, organized, all that stuff. But I had some downtime this week to like really reset and kind of recoup because of the weather. We got hit really hard. I don't exactly know how many inches of snow we got, but it was kind of bad. But it sucked because we had 2 weddings on Saturday, which was the day that it came in. So it was fine when we got there. It wasn't snowing. And then like right after dinner at like 7 o'clock, it was snowing. And it was honestly not fun. But we survived. We're slowly getting everything better. The worst part, I honestly think, has to be like the drifting snow. Our road that we live on sits, oh crap, I was supposed to put something else on that. Our road drifts really, really bad. And it's one side of the road that gets really bad because it drifts from that side and then it like just falls onto the road. And that was a big concern because our road's kind of like a main road that like buses take for school and like everybody takes to get to and from town. Look at this little forest thing. But yeah, so there have been a lot of plows on our road lately, trying to make sure that can be clear so that school can remain in session. So they closed on Monday, and then Tuesday they had a 2-hour delay, went back to school. Wednesday they closed. Thursday they had a 2-hour delay, which was today. And then my school, so I student teach on Mondays. The school that I student teach at closed on Monday. They closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then today, just Thursday, and then Friday, they have a 2-hour delay. And they didn't close today. So if they didn't close today, they're probably not going to close tomorrow. Unless it's, like, super cold. But, our school, like where my sisters go, they closed Monday and Wednesday, 2-hour delay, Tuesday, and today. And they're hoping to not have a 2-hour delay tomorrow on Friday. Okay, sorry for the break. I was building this, but my dad came up and talked to me for a minute. Don't remember what I was just saying. Oh, about school closures. So, yeah, we had a couple of closures this week. And so, the school that I student teach at, yeah, closed on Monday. That's the day I was supposed to go. And then my university closed on Monday as well. And then they closed on Tuesday. And then they decided, I think they decided Tuesday afternoon to do remote classes the rest of the week. And all of my professors decided to just give us work to do on our own, which is fine. But honestly, going back next week is gonna suck because I was literally off for an entire week. Like by the time I go back to student teaching, it'll be 3 weeks since I last saw them. Because I go Monday, so I went on the 12th, which was my first time there, my first and only time. And then the next weekend was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and they were closed. And then this Monday I was supposed to go, but there was snow, so I didn't go. It's gonna be interesting for sure. to see whether or not I like remember everybody, like remember their names. And another thing with that though is this school is like huge compared to the one that I went to for high school. And my, like, they call it CT, which is cooperating teacher. He teaches sophomores and he teaches the same class all day, which gets really, really boring when you hear the same lecture 6 different times throughout the day. No, 5. So the way that their schedule's kind of weird. And it makes sense for their school, but not really for like our school. Is so in the morning, like their first period is intervention, and basically like I don't know if there's the teacher that I have doesn't have any students in there, but he can like request students to come to his classroom and they can get like extra help if they need it. So like sometimes there might not be students in there in the morning, but I think for the most part there will be. I think it kind of just depends on like if anyone is struggling in their classes. Yeah. So by the time that I see them again, it'll be 3 weeks since I last saw them, which is crazy. Like, don't even mention that to me because it's kind of bonkers. But anyways, here's what it looks like so far. There's a little like compass thing right there. But yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about. My dad called up for us. Anyways, here's what it looks like so far. I think this is that bay window. Yeah, this part right here. I think it's that. But yeah, so I had 2 weddings on Saturday, the one that like had all the snow and stuff, and let me tell you, it was chaotic and a half. So I think I have 7 family weddings, 6 on my dad's side, 1 on my mom's side, and then I think as of now 1 friend wedding, and 2 of them were on the same day. So the one was a friend and the other one was family on the same day. So my family kind of like split it up. Some of them went to our cousins for dinner, some of us went to the friend one for dinner, and then like you went to the other one and whatever. So I started at the friend one, and then I went to my cousin's after, I think I got there at like 8, maybe 9 o'clock, something like that. But the road started getting kind of bad when we left the friend one. I went with my sister and her husband because they were also there, and I didn't bring my car up. I went with my other sisters, but that's beside the point. So both the weddings were fun. I think my cousins was a little bit more fun, obviously, because I had more people there that I knew and were like my age and that I was close with, like my cousins. I have a lot of cousins and I have quite a few that are my age, which makes weddings and stuff really fun. Look how cute this clock is. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm getting off track. But what am I talking about? Look at this. This is the, I think this was the picture they had in their house. Because I think this right here is a fireplace. And then this will go up here. This is what the book says. So there's that. Very, very cute. I'm obsessed with this clock. It reminds me of one that we had at our house. I don't know what happened to that clock. Anyways, so going back to my family and all the weddings that we have this year. So, like I said, I have 7, I believe, family weddings this year alone, which is one of the craziest sentences I think I've ever said. But why am I lost? Where did I put this stuff? Oh, it was right there. I knew I had it somewhere. So I had one cousin in January on my dad's side. One cousin on my mom's side. So the one on my mom's side is in May. And then I have one in June for my cousin on my dad's side. 2 in July, both on my dad's side. 1 in August. And 1 in October. Wait, I'm missing somebody. January, May, June, July, August, October. Yeah, no, that's 7. So 7 total, 6 on one side, 1 on the other. So 8 weddings so far that I have, because there was 2 on one day. But, I think there are 6 girl cousins, including myself, my age. And 3 of them are getting married this year, which is the most ridiculous sentence, again, I think I've ever said. Because, like, it's just not real to me that we're at the age where we could get married. And there's 3 of them this year. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, well, both of the ones in July, not opportune. So, my dad's side of the family all lives really, really close to my grandparents' house. My grandparents' house is kind of the central hub, and my grandparents keep everybody together, obviously. So, the first one in July, which I think they're like back-to-back weekends. I think, I could be wrong. But the first one in July is all the way in Michigan, because that's where her fiance is from. And then the other one hers is local, but it's going to be a small wedding for 1. 2, okay, so my dad is her godfather. And the way that it works is, like, the godparent has, like, a kind of a special part in the wedding. Either they read at mass or they, like, do something. And they also have, like, a place at, like, the head table. Not, like, so, like, there's the head table with the couple, and then, like, the bridal party table, and then there's, like, this is how it's normally set up. And there's, like, a couple, I think there's 2, maybe 4. I think it's just 2. It also kind of depends on who's getting married and whatnot. But then there's 2 round tables, one for, like, the groom's side of the family, like, his parents, grandparents, godparents, and then maybe, like, I don't know, I think that's normally who sits at the table. So, like, for both sides. So, my dad is her godfather, but that weekend is the weigh-in for our county fair, and my dad is the president of our fair board. So, he's really torn. Like, he let them know that, like, right when they got engaged and they were, like, wanting to have their wedding in July, he was like, hey, like, this is when the fair is. I'm the president. Like, I need to be there. I know I'm your godfather, but, you know, I can't just move the fae around. So that was one thing that he kind of, like, not necessarily, like, fought with them, but, like, fought with himself. He was like, I kind of don't understand why they'd pick that one. And maybe it was, like, the only weekend available for them. Also, look how cute this little bird is. Adorable. It goes right here. I'll just break this off and show you. So those 2 weddings in July aren't the greatest. Plus, the one earlier, they're both small weddings because the one is in Michigan, and it's going to be aunts, uncles, grandparents, and then obviously her siblings, and then probably the cousins that are her age. So, like, I'm not invited. She's 4 years older than me. She's my brother's age. Which I'm fine with. I really didn't even know the guy. Like, he's come to our family parties and stuff, but I don't think I've ever talked to him. It would still be fun to go to for sure, but I'm not butthurt that I'm not invited. It's fine, because I have 6 other family weddings. Well, 5 on that side, but still. So it's kind of been a dilemma in the family, and some people aren't the happiest about having to buy a hotel, or not buy a hotel room. Get a hotel room. I don't know why I said buy. But they're not the happiest about having to get a hotel room for that wedding. And then my dad's not super happy about the other one, but again, it's not really his choice. He can't tell her to move the wedding because they already have, I don't know if they have the hall booked, but I do know that they have the church booked. So, and it's kind of hard to get the date you want necessarily in our church right now because there's so many people getting engaged. You really have to, like, honestly, when you start dating somebody, you kind of honestly have to start planning when you want your wedding. That's kind of how it is. Like, you really have to go, like, at least a year to a year and a half, maybe even 2 years in advance. It's, like, that crazy. But it is what it is. Just, everyone's getting married right now. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, so those are the 2 kind of difficult ones this year. The other ones aren't difficult. The other ones are all, I think all of them, except for my one cousin on my mom's side. Well, no. I was going to say all of them are getting married at the same church. But my one cousin, who's my age, she's getting married at her fiance's church, which is, like, the same type of church. It's weird because they both live in the area. Like, they live literally within a mile of each other. But his family goes to a different church than we do because there's some stuff that they don't necessarily believe in, but they do. It's ever so slightly different. It's kind of just this big whatever. I don't really know. But I'm not gonna pretend that I know what I'm talking about. But anyways, so they're getting married there, but everybody else in the family is getting married at the same church, which is, like, our home church. And oh, I prematurely did that. Oh well, it's fine. So that's one thing. Another thing is so yeah, she's getting married in his church, but they're gonna come back this way and have their reception because they're both from this area, literally within a mile of each other. He was homeschooled growing up, but he played sports for our school, which I still don't fully understand how he did that. Not my problem. Anyways, then my other cousin, so that's two of them that are my age that are getting married. The other one, her wedding's in October. I don't think there's anything going on with that. There are 3 weddings that are, like, different, but, like, not super different than all the other ones. And obviously, every person's different, so they're going to have a different way that they want their wedding. They're going to have a different place that they want, whatever. It is what it is. But that's the wedding saga. Oh, and then my cousin on my mom's side is getting married. But, so my mom's side lives a lot further apart than my dad's side does. Obviously, like I said, my dad's side lives within, like, 5 miles of each other. Everybody does. So, like, that's obviously made us super close as a family. But my mom's side is not like that. Like, I will say that, like, the closest cousin, or the closest relative my age on that side is my brother. And then the next closest one is, like, I think 2 years. There's one 2 years older than me. There's one 2 years younger than me. And they're both girls. I'm a lot closer with the one that's older than me because we obviously had more time together. Plus, my younger sister is close with the younger one, if that makes sense. They're only, like, a year apart, which is fine. But anyways, so he's getting married at her church, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. That's not the big deal. Like, that's not a huge deal. It's the fact that we're probably gonna get a hotel room for that as well. I know that, like, you can't pick. Like, if it's not your wedding, you don't get a say. I get that. But it's kind of an inconvenience for everybody else. I still think it'll be fun. So she grew up in the town that I went to school originally. So I actually met her at that church that I went to while I was at that school without even knowing that that was her. Like, that was my cousin. Well, all of a sudden, so I'm going to tell you the story of how I met her for the first time. So I walk into church on a Sunday morning, and for this church, I used to, obviously I don't go there anymore because I live an hour and a half away, but I would help with communion, and I was walking to, like, go sign in and tell them, hey, I'm here, like, I'm, where I'm supposed to be, I'm, doing what I'm assigned to do, and all of a sudden, out of the corner, okay, these people are coming down, out of the corner of my eye, I see somebody waving at me, and I was like, who the heck is it? So I look over, and it's my cousin, the one that's getting married, and his girlfriend at the time, now fiance, waving at me, and I'm just like, I was taken aback. I was just like, oh, hi, like, because he didn't go to that school, and I had never met her before, and I just, like, waved at them, and then after mass, we talked for a little bit, and so he said her name, and I was like, oh, like, nice to meet you, like, I was talking to her, and then that was in April or May. I think it was, like, right after Easter, and that was, like, the last time my family had gotten together, like, that side of the family had gotten together, and then I forget when they got engaged, but they got engaged before we had, like, our next family party, and when my mom, like, sent the text, it was like, oh, these two are getting married, it didn't, like, I guess, click in my head that that was the same girl that I met. And when we went to our family party after they got engaged, the next family party, they walk in, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's that girl. that I met, not realizing that, like, it clicked then, like a month or whatever after they were engaged. Like, come on, that's cute, that's adorable. So yeah, I am quite oblivious sometimes. It is what it is. So I just clipped them all together. That's what it looks like on the outside. And then on the inside, those pictures are adorable. Okay, I guess that's a little bit better. You can't really see my face, but that's fine. And anybody else, when you build Legos, skip steps? Like, so for this part, oh my goodness gracious. So for this part, it says like to just put one down, but then the next step says there's 3 down. Like I'll just skip this step and go like straight to this and grab all of these components. Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to not do that. Like, I get some people need that, so I'm not dogging on them for putting that in there. But like for me, my brain automatically will skip it. It's like, oh yeah, let me just go to this. And sometimes if it's like this, where it's like, oh, put 1 down, then 2 more, and then put this down, I'll skip to this and then just put everything down like that. Not sure why. That may be like a sign of like something different in my brain, where like I think differently than other people. And that's fine. Like, if you think differently than that, if you need all those steps, that's perfectly fine. Like, I'm not gonna judge you or say anything bad about you because you need those steps. Sometimes I would too. Some people just like pick up on stuff quicker than others, and that's obviously fine. I just tend to skip a lot of stuff because I'm like, oh, like I just want to get it done. But I love Legos, so I don't know why I do that. I don't know. Somebody should explain that to me in the comments. If you know, let me know, because I don't know why I do it. If I were to build this house like in real life, like if I was Carl Fredricksen, I don't think I'd pick these colors. It's definitely unique. I don't have a problem with it, but I personally wouldn't do that. Okay, why is it like that? I don't like that there's a gap there. I get it, because if you can tell, it like, there's that piece down there, so like it can't be flush, which is fine. It may be OCD. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I have a little bit of OCD. I kind of feel like I do, honestly. Like, there's some stuff that like will really irk me, like if it's not like in a certain spot, or if it's not like this exact thing, it like will get to me. But then there's other stuff that I like don't care. Like my room, if my room is messy, most of the time I don't care, and normally it gets to the point where like it drives me insane before I fix it. But I don't know, maybe that is a part of like OCD. I don't know. Again, if you know, let me know, because I have no idea. I have no idea why I do it or how. Like, my mind can be like that. It can be so insanely different, where you know, I don't care about like my clothes being on my floor or like things being on my floor, but then like when it gets to a certain point, like it drives me insane. And then there's other stuff that like I just can't stand at all. Cute, it's coming together. I love this. It's kind of dark, but I don't know if there's actual working lights that they can make with Legos. Who knows? Oh, I supposed to put those down first. See, I'll do that. I'll skip steps. Like this page, it all looks the same, kind of like there's, you know, something added there, something added there, and I skipped straight to this. So I grabbed these blue pieces and I went to put them down, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm missing something. Not sure why I did that. I need the other ones too. These kind of look like little, not magnifying glasses, telescopes. And maybe that is like the mold for it. Like there was a set or something that I saw recently, and it was, there was pieces in it that were like a hairbrush, just like a different color. I don't remember where I saw that. I'm trying to think. But like, isn't that weird? This is looking super cute. Okay. See, again, I'm immediately going straight to this page and this step. Maybe it's just like my brain wants to just do more with information. Maybe not. This is so cute. Look, it's the little adventure book, and it's got like a, says once upon a time on the inside. Cute, 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 cute. Okay, I just built this little TV. It is antenna. I think I wish that it would have another one going this way, but it is what it is. Very cute. Ooh, now we're building the bed. Cute, look at the bed. I put all these pieces on before and just stuffed them. Ooh, now we're getting to the roof pieces. Okay, so I just built both of these, and now we gotta build this part right here. Okay. Just put the chain in, and that's what it looks like. That's what the inside looks like. Right now, this bed is supposed to be over here, but it makes, well, you can't really see it, but it makes more sense for there to be an opening right there. At least in my head, so I flipped it and I put it right there. I mean, you can always flip it back, but... And now we're gonna do the roof. And I think the window, other than like the balloons, is the last thing to go on the house. Just put that on, and now all we have to do is put in this window, other than the balloons, but this window reminds me, like, low-key of a bird's nest. And it's interesting because I know people that have windows kind of like this in their home, and I always wanted one. Always. Like, growing up, I always wanted, like, either, like, a bay window or a window like this. Always. And I knew that, like, was never gonna happen at the house that, like, I grew up in, because you kind of can't just change that. But we did have, at my window now, you can go out onto the roof, and we had that at our old house as well. My window at the old house could not. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. And then that's what the inside looks like. I'm obsessed. Okay, now we're gonna build the balloons. And there's, like, let me find to where the balloons end. Here. This many pages from step 186 on page 98 to step 213 on page 120. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I just finished. This is absolutely adorable, and also one of the worst parts about this entire house. It's just, like, I love, like, following it and making it, like, exactly like how it's supposed to, but I got, like, so lost putting this together. I was like, oh, I don't want these two blues being that close together, but it's kind of how it is. It just goes in the chimney. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. So cute. But now we have to build this little, like, mailbox thingy. I don't know. I'm gonna build that real quick. Okay, here it is. It's so cute. I wish that there was, like, a sticker to put on this, like how their mailbox had, like, their handprints and then their names on it. I wish that there was a sticker like that for the mailbox. That would have made it 20 times cuter. But I love it, love it, love it. It used to go, like, right there in front of the road. Cute, cute, cute. And we built this little, his little walker thing, his cane, and then his chair. Like, this is so cute. Look at it. I'm gonna put him right here in the window. Where's he at? Right now. And my fingers are too big for this. What the heck? Okay, let me put him in the chair and then put him in the window. Oh, that's why his arms weren't up. Okay, cute, 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 cute. Do you see him? Oh, the squirrel's in the way. I forgot to put the squirrel in there. Now do you see him? Oh, you do. Look at him. So cute. I know there's a really bad reflection, but... And then I'll put Russell and Doug. I'm gonna take Russell's backpack off. There's a little spot. Hold on. There's this, and I'm gonna put it right there. Cute. Can you see it from the front? You can't. Maybe a little bit if you, like, turn it to the side. I just put Doug and what's his name? Russell there, and then you got Mr. Fredrickson in the window. How stinking cute. I'm obsessed. Will this be a set that I take apart and redo? Probably. It's honestly, it was really easy. The only thing that really stressed me out was the balloons and this chair thingy right here. I had to rebuild that twice because I built it wrong. Okay, so this is the finished project. I think it took me about an hour to do, but I yapped the whole time. Big yapper now. I'm just kidding. But if you want, I'll link where I got it from. I think I got it on Amazon. You can find it at Walmart. You can find it literally anywhere that sells Legos. Most of the time. I have seen it like sold out in some Walmarts that we walked through, but I highly recommend this set. It's super, super fun. Not super hard, and it's super cute. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.